Hi guys, today I wanted to, always moving my camera. Today I wanted to share a couple of things with you guys about makeup brushes. And a couple of things that I'm so excited to show you guys because I've been waiting forever for them to come from Amazon, and I'm just going to show them to you real quick. They're not really anything super special. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who has stuff like this, but I was so excited to get them. I will be doing a haul. As soon as I get everything from Amazon that I ordered, I will be doing an eBay / Amazon haul. So real quick though, just two of the things that I got from Amazon I wanted to show you. This is a highlighting blush and contour palette. I don't know how well you can see those colors. This one up here is really like a bright white. This one is more of like a, like these are both highlighting, these two are contouring, and these two down here are blushes. And they're just like, I have been using this palette nonstop ever since I got it. The pigmentation on the blushes are amazing. I will just show you real quick some swatches. I don't know how well you can see. One is more of like a pink color, and the other one is more of like an orangey corally color. They both kind of have orange undertones, which I like because I am super pale, so I like that like a little bit of like warmer pigmentation to be in my face. And then the bronzer in there I also use, it's just like a lighter brown because I don't need anything super dark right now because I'm so pale. And the second thing I got is an eyeshadow palette of 28 eyeshadows of all like neutral browns, some warmer purples, and then over here this really dark matte black. These are all matte colors. And I love them. I'm wearing I'm wearing those eyeshadows on my eyes right now, so I really do like all of these. None of them really come off chalky, none of them come off like gross. There's a couple of them in there that have a little bit of a sheen to them, so they're not completely matte, but there's only like two or three of the colors in there, so, and excuse me if I sound like nasally right now. I'm like stuffy because it's freezing fall sack outside. But anyway, so this video, I don't know how long this video is going to be. I know I say that for like every single one of my videos, but I don't want to edit this and cut out a bunch of stuff because I really want you guys to get the concept of these makeup brushes. Kind of want to educate you guys a little bit, tell you why I use them and what they're for and everything like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and start with like my face brushes. As far as foundation, blush, and contouring go, and then I'll move on to like eyeshadows and concealer brushes and everything after that. The most important brush to me as far as my face routine goes is my flat top kabuki brush that I got from Amazon. This will be in my haul. But it's very similar. It's basically the same exact thing as the F80. I just use it so it's kind of great. But it's basically the same thing as the F80. It puts on foundation very smooth. It blends it out really flawlessly. Um, it fits really good in the hand. It really buffs the product into the skin well. Doesn't make my foundation look cakey or anything. But that also goes along with how much foundation you use. I don't use a whole lot. I just basically stipple it all over my face, rub it in, and then I'll go through with my concealers and my highlighters and contouring and yeah. But this is just a duo fiber brush, so that way it's going to deposit more of the product onto your skin and make it go on a whole lot smoother. And then the bottom of the brush will collect a little bit more of the product, so that way it's not putting too much on your face. Um, but yes, I love this for foundation. There are also like flat brushes, but I don't use like the flat brushes. I don't like how they deposit the product. I find that it like comes off streaky. This, like I said, blends streaking or anything like that. So yeah, moving on. Um, this brush right here is from Real Techniques, the Samantha Chapman line. I have quite a few of these brushes. This one, I believe, is supposed to be, it's a multitask brush. I use it for my face powder and I just kind of pat it, you know, like dip it into the face powder and like pat it all over. I love this brush for that reason because it's very dense, so it kind of holds in the product and it doesn't like deposit everything onto your face to where it makes you look chalky or cakey. And I really love the colors that these come in, by the way. But yes, I just use this for a powder brush. It is multitask, so you could use it for a blush or your bronzer or whatever. I wouldn't use this for contouring specific areas because it is such a big, like, fluffy brush. So I really wouldn't use it for contouring, but I do like this for just, like, powders, or you can use it for bronzing, like I said. Um, Sorry if you hear a lot of background noise because I'm just like grabbing stuff from everywhere. These two brushes I absolutely love. These are both from the e.l.f. line. This is just a little duo fiber stippling brush, and this is supposed to be a blush brush, I believe, but I use it for my under eye concealer to set it. It fits really good underneath my eye, and it lets me do that like little triangle shape, and it fits really good in the corner of my eyes up here, so I really do like it for that purpose. And then I just kind of go through and dust it through my T-zone because my foundation tends to break up right there in between my forehead, but it kind of tapers at the top, so that's why I like it. It like is really thick, and then it gets kind of thin up here, so I really like the fact that it's tapered, and it makes it easier to get into those little areas. This is a synthetic brush, so it will kind of hold the product more than deposit it. And like I said, I like that because that way you're not depositing all this powder underneath your eyes and making yourself look cakey. The next brush, like I said, is from e.l.f. and this is just a small stipple brush. You could use this for many things, blending out a contour, making sure you have no harsh lines. You could even use it for blush if you want to. I wouldn't personally do that. I only use it for a highlight for the tops of my cheekbones because I don't like an intense, super like glittery or shimmery highlight on my face. I just like something very natural looking and dewy, so that's usually what I use this for because the duo fiber kind of catches a little bit more of the product again. So yeah, and it makes it go on very smooth. It doesn't make me shimmery or glittery. It just kind of gives me like a dewy finish, like I like coffee. It's like 4 in the afternoon and I'm still fucking drinking coffee. Only me. Only me. Please don't fall. Okay. The next brush I'm going to talk about, well, the next couple brushes I'm going to talk about, I have a whole entire set of these purple brushes that look like this. I'm sure I have more of them in here. But yeah, I have like a whole entire set of these, like for face and eyes and concealer and everything like that. This is just basically a fan brush used for highlighting. I don't tend to reach for this brush because I use my little e.l.f. stippling brush, but I really like these brushes. They are synthetic. They're not goat hair or real hair or anything. They are all synthetic. But yeah, I don't really reach for this brush too often, so I'm not even gonna talk about it. This brush is just a small angled brush for contouring and getting into specific areas. I don't reach for this either. I did used to reach for this a lot, but I don't anymore. Not for any specific reason. I just always change up the brushes that I use until I find like all the brushes that I really like to use. But so I use this one for my blush, and it is just a small blush brush, and I absolutely love this for depositing the correct amount of product on my face because if you use too much blush, you can look like a clown or like the 80s or like drag, which if you're going for any of that, that's fine, but I like my makeup to look a little bit more on the natural side, so I like to use this brush. It's smaller than this brush, which I use for bronzer. I pretty much just start back here by my ear and work my way down in a back and forth motion, and I just pat the product into my face. So these two brushes I love for those, blush and bronzing, because I only contour during the summer when I'm going for more of a dramatic contour because I do use self tanners, so I like to really chisel out that line under my cheekbone. But just for a more natural looking day to day look, I like these brushes for blush and bronzer. I have so many brushes, I don't even know. The next brushes I'm going to talk about are the ones that I use on a day-to-day basis for my eyes, and it's only 4 brushes plus a spoolie. So, oh, so yeah. This brush right here, I absolutely love. It is from the Pure Minerals line, which you guys know if you've seen my past like videos for my favorite stuff that I use Pure Minerals makeup. I love it. This is just a small tapered blending brush for the crease to do like I don't even know what it's called, a transition color, I guess, in your crease. It's great for depositing lighter colors into your crease for a transition color. It's not very stiff. It's kind of spaced out. It's not totally dense, but it's not like really loose either, so I really like it. It really does a great job of blending everything out and putting the right amount of product on your eye. So if you, and this is a synthetic brush again, so you don't want to use a goat hair brush because it's going to get more precise. And for a transition color, you don't want to do anything too precise. You just kind of want to back and forth and feather it in there. um, my next brush is another brush by Samantha Chapman, and it's a domed shadow brush, and it looks like this. I use like, if you have the MAC 217 or the, what is it, Sigma like E35 or something. I don't know what the Sigma one is, but if you have a MAC 217, this one is sort of similar, only it is a duo fiber brush. It's not goat hair and it's not synthetic, it's both. So, but I like to use this just to kind of get a little bit more precise in my crease, so that way I can determine whether I'm going to put a color higher or lower in my crease. It really works great for that. I did get this brush and it was a little bit, wider this way, but I squeeze the ferrule on the brush so that way it gets a little smaller and I can get in there a little bit more precise and blend those colors out really flawlessly. So I love this brush for that reason, and it's very soft. It does a great job of blending, and you don't really want to use like a blending brush if you're going in there and trying to deposit color. Like, you don't want to use a brush like this if you're trying to go in there and actually deposit the color on your lid and kind of pack it on. You want to use something more precise like this to kind of get in there and make the product go on smoothly without being chalky or having lines or anything like that. So I love this brush. My next one is just a basic flat brush. It's the same like brand as these ones. I got these ones off Amazon a while back, but I absolutely love these brushes. They were like $13 for a set of like, I don't even think they were $13. I think it was a set of like 15 makeup brushes for like 10 bucks or so, but this is just a basic flat brush, and I use this to pack the color on my lid. This is the only brush that I use to pack the color on my lid unless I'm going in with like a glitter or something else. I'll use one that's a little bit more loose, only because I find I get less fallout that way, because those loose like little hairs grab the glitter instead of depositing it all over my face. So yes, I love this brush for just packing the color all over the lid. It's amazing. This brush I use for my under eye highlight, like my under the brow highlight. This is actually, I don't even know the brand of this brush. I used to, but I've used it so much that I have worn the letters off of it. But I got this brush like 5 years ago when I was in beauty school, and I've used it for my under eye highlight ever since I've like got it from beauty school. I don't know. I just like the way that it deposits the color on there. Like, if you're using something shimmery under the eye, it doesn't deposit it super shimmery. It makes it so that you don't have to go through and kind of like blend that highlight out. It just puts it on there perfect. So I love that brush, or well, this brush for that purpose. Usually people would use like a smaller, more precise brush. I don't, because I like to get under the eyebrow and then kind of like blend down a little bit more just to do some further blending on my eyeshadow and my crease. So I love this brush. And then I'm just going to go through like other basic like brushes that I have. I don't really even know the brand or like the name or anything like that of them. But this is just a large angled brush. I got this from, in a set from Rite Aid actually, and it came with like a flat shader brush, this angle brush, and a couple other ones I can't remember. But I really love this brush, particularly for blush, because it really puts it on there smoothly and not too intense. If you want to put it on there more intense, you could use a smaller, more precise brush with less hair, less dense, but this one's very dense, so I like it, and the hair is very movable, so I really like it for going in there and depositing that color. And this is a goat hair brush, so yes, I love this for blush. I used to use this all the time, but I don't anymore. This is basically the same brush, does the same thing. I used to use this one for contouring though, because it's angled and it's a little bit smaller than the other one. I know it doesn't look like it, but it is. And I used to like just go in there and kind of pat it on there, blend it out. This works really well for contouring. This brush is synthetic though, so it will put more product on than this one. My next brush is just a large powder brush from Essence of Beauty. I used to love this brush. I use it all the time for face powder. I don't use it too much anymore because I keep like purchasing other brushes. So, but this brush, I mean, it did a good job while I used it, but I don't know. I just don't use it anymore. Like I said, I always switch up the brushes that I use. So this is just a regular powder brush, just for all over the face powdering. and there's not really too much that I can say about that. I do have one brush in particular that I really would like to talk about because it is from um, my jobs makeup line. I work at a salon that does like hair and makeup, and like we specialize in those types of things. So this is from Philip Pelusi Pure, and it is a contour brush. I love this brush. It is so precise. It makes it super easy the way that it's shaped because it's like really thin this way, and then when you get up this way, it's a little bit wider, so that way you can still get in there and chisel out the cheekbones and just kind of feather it back and forth and up and down and try to make it just like get it blended out really well. But this brush does an amazing job at blending everything out, and it does say contour on there. All of our brushes come with the purpose that they're used for, like blending, contouring, blush, whatever. We do have cream blushes, and we have a specific brush for that too. But in the summertime is more when I reach for this brush because, like I said, I like to have that chiseled look. I got it not too long ago, so I haven't used it a ton. I've only used it 2 or 3 times, but in those 2 or 3 times that I've loved it, everybody's like, "Oh, your contour looks so amazing," blah blah blah. Like, I look really good, and I'm like, "Oh, thanks." Oh, I got that brush here. So, yeah, I sell this brush like hotcakes. Um, Another elf brush I want to talk about real quick. It's nothing special. I'm pretty sure that every YouTuber has heard of this. Everybody has it, and it is really cheap. And I'm going to compare it to this brush. This is the elf powder brush. I have seen this be used for powder. I've seen it be used for foundation. I used to use this to put my foundation on until I got this brush, and I was like, adios. So, but yeah, I mean, like, it's a good brush to have if you're on a budget. I mean, this one is not the F80. This brush was $5, and this one was like $3. So, I mean, like, either way, I went cheap with both of these. But this one, even though it's not that much more expensive, is way better quality. So, if you're looking for a dupe for an F80, definitely just type in, like, flat top kabuki brush on Amazon and purchase this one if you don't want to spend $20 on the F80. Which, either which way, I would say it's about the same quality. I wouldn't know for sure because I've never used the F80, but I do love this brush. So, and then, like I said, this brush is the same thing. It's a little bit, like, harsher, like the bristles feel a little bit harsher. This is super dirty. I freaking never clean it. Ugh. But, yeah. So, if you need a dupe for this, then buy this. If you need a dupe for the F80, then buy this. So, yeah. Basically does the same thing now. And then I have this brush here from a brand called Cover FX. I've actually never heard of this until my friend turned me onto it, and I'm still not quite sure where to purchase this at, but I used to use this brush for contouring. It is just a little dense, kind of stiff goat hair brush, so I used to use it for contouring when I was going for that chiseled look. Um, I mean, I liked it. I used it a lot, but I just can't, I don't know. Ever since I started using, like, other brushes, this was like a brush that I had when I didn't really have a whole lot of makeup brushes. This is definitely one that I reached for a lot for contouring, but now I use the Philip Lucy one or the other purple one. But this is an amazing brush, and I do love it. I'm not sure where you can get these brushes. I'm pretty sure you can buy them online. Maybe they're in stores at the holiday time. I've never seen this in stores. My friend got me this makeup brush for contouring, so I'm not 100% where you can get this, but I do love this brush still. And I'm pretty sure if I ever do switch up my brush routine, I will start using it again, but for now, I just stick with what I've been using. This brush, I don't know the brand. I don't know the name. I know that I bought it at like maybe Target or Rite Aid or some drugstore or discount retailer or something. Um, I used to use this for my concealer a lot. Like I would put my concealer and my highlight under my eye, and I would just kind of go through and pat it in with this brush. And I mean, I reach from this from time to time whenever I'm too lazy to get up and go get my beauty blender wet. I use this, but I usually use my beauty blender for my concealer and everything like that. So, and this is not the original. This is like supposedly a knockoff, but whatever. All beauty blenders are the same to me. They feel the same. They do the same thing. They do a great job. I absolutely love this. It doesn't make me have lines. It doesn't make me look cakey. My concealer doesn't settle when I use this. And you always want to go in back and forth motions whenever you're using the beauty blender to pat in your concealer, because if you don't go in back and forth motions, you're going to have like your concealer cake up and like settle in those little fine lines that we all have under our eyes. So, yes, I do love my beauty blender, but when I'm too lazy to go get it wet, I will use this brush. So, Yeah. Oh, let's see. What else do we have? This brush right here, I don't know. This came with my set in beauty school too. I'm not sure what I've ever used this for. I don't think I've ever used this brush, but I own it, and sometimes well, I used to use it every so often for like for setting my under eye concealer, but I noticed that when I would use this brush, even just patting it, like it's really harsh, like it's scratchy, if that makes sense. It's like really scratchy. It's not very soft. I do wash and condition all of my brushes when I first get them, and every single time I clean them, I wash and condition them. But this brush right here has just remained so scratchy and a pain in my fucking ass that I just don't use it. So that would be my mama calling me. So yeah, I don't use this too much anymore. I just don't like it. I don't know why I still have it. I mean, I'm sure eventually in the future I'll find some type of use for it, but for now it just sits in the back of my makeup containers. Like these two containers right here are all the brushes that I don't use. I used to use this one for my concealer to like make that V shape under my eye. I used to use this one in my crease a lot. I don't do that anymore. These two also came with the purple set that I bought off Amazon. I used to use both of these to pack on color. I don't use those anymore. I kind of have limited myself to the brushes that I use because I've used all of these and I just use the ones that I like the most. These two are from e.l.f. Um, I don't even, are these from e.l.f.? These are like really long. No, these are from Soho, New York. Yeah, these two are from Soho, New York. Um, this is just a dome crease brush, and this one is like supposed to be a dupe of the 217, but it doesn't do a very good job of being a dupe of the 217, so I don't like it anymore. This brush I used to use a lot for packing on color on the lid. I don't use that anymore. I have a ton of these angle brushes that I never use. I don't just, oh, this one is from e.l.f. and this is also a little dome crease, like contour brush. It says contour brush on there, but this one came with my set from Rite Aid. I don't use this one anymore. So, I mean, like, as you can see, I just have so many brushes I don't even use anymore. This is supposed to be, like, for gel eyeliner or whatever. I don't even use that. Um, I used to use this brush a lot. As soon as I can find it, I will show it to you. I don't know where it is anymore. Oh, nope, that's not it. What in the hell did it go? These are all the brushes that I keep in the container that I use the most, so. Anyways, when I find that brush I'm talking about, I'll show it to you, but this one I use for my gel eyeliner, and I in fact bought this from an art store. It's just a little tiny skinny brush, and it does a really good job at applying eyeliner. I used to use this for my eyebrows, now I use a pencil, not a powder, so I don't use that anymore. This I used to get like really close to my lash line whenever I want like a defined shadow under my lash line. This Essence of Beauty brush I just use underneath my lash line too to get like, it's a little pencil brush, so I use it to like, you know, blend out. Um, I don't know, all these brushes are like hard to use anymore. It's kind of sad. I'm like, why do I have them? This brush right here I got in an e.l.f. Makeup kit. This is supposed to be a lip defining brush. I actually use it for my eyes when I'm doing like an outer like V area shading in or whatever. I'll use it to get in there and kind of blend it out. Because when I'm doing like a smoky eye, like if I have like a neutral like shimmery color on the inside of my lid and then like the outside of my crease, like the outer V area, if I'm doing something a little more dramatic and dark out there, I like to use a little precision brush like this, and it really comes in handy. And it's kind of fluffy, so it does like a really good job of blending those colors out on the outer V. So I love this brush for that. Where the fuck is that brush? Where did it go? I don't know, but. And then everybody and their mom has seen one of these. It is a spoolie. It is to brush your eyebrows out with to make your penciling in or powdering in look a little bit more natural. So yes, mine just came with that little purple set. I did not own a spoolie before I got this one, so it is what it is. That's gonna drive me crazy that I cannot find that brush. Oh my gosh, it's probably in there. And then I want to talk about this thing right here because I'm not sure if anybody else has ever seen one of these, but I bought one and I just don't know what to think about it. And it is from Eco Tools, and I'm pretty sure I have this in one of my past videos, but I bought this because I purchased my beauty blender and I loved it. And this feels like a beauty blender. It's like a little sponge type beauty blender thing, like at the top right here, there's a hair on it, but it feels like the beauty blender, and you're supposed to get it wet and be able to blend out your like concealer or whatever with this. And like I would assume that you would use this for concealer because it comes to a point at the top and then it's flat, like right here on this side it's like flat, and then it rounds out when you turn it. So I would assume, one would assume, that you could be able to do your concealer with this brush, but or with a sponge, but whenever I tried, it would just, like I'd put the product on my face and then I would go to blend it out, and this would just completely strip the product out from underneath my eyes. So I don't know, but it's from Eco Tools. Maybe I'm not using it correctly, I don't know, but I really wanted to like this, but like I said, I don't know if I'm using it right or what it is. And then of course, like anybody would have in their makeup set, you have these brushes, which are just like flat foundation brushes. This one is from Samantha Chapman. This one is from probably Revlon or something. I got it at Walgreens a long time ago, so a long time ago, and I never cleaned it, but yeah, these are just, everybody has these flat foundation brushes. Like I said, I don't like to use these ones though because they kind of make streaky lines, I feel like, at least on my face or whatever, but yeah, so. And I have another past brush video if anybody wants to watch it. I will put the link down below. Um, it was a long time ago. This is kind of like an updated one of those because I haven't done a brush video in fucking forever. This brush was in my last brush video as well. I've had this brush literally for like 9 years. I stole it from my friend Brittany because I liked it as a blush brush and she used it as a powder brush, but I really like this for a blush brush because it's kind of tapered in and then you can just kind of pat the product on your face and like blend it out, and it makes blending out your makeup super, super, super easy. So yes, I really do love this brush for that, but like I said, I'm not reaching for it right now because I'm reaching for my other blush brush, but I always have it handy in case I do want to use it because I did love that brush at one time. So yes. Yeah, other than that, I'm pretty much done rambling about makeup brushes because I'm pretty sure you guys all get the gist of it and what I have and what I don't have. Pretty much I have every makeup brush that I need or that I think I will need. I am in the market for a new brush set though, only because I do want to invest in a little bit more higher quality brushes because the highest quality brushes I have are the Samantha Chapman ones. Although I do think that other brands have good dupes for higher end ones like the Sigma ones or the MAC ones, but I am going to go ahead and broaden my horizon and go a little bit more high end with my makeup brushes to see what I think, and then I will do like reviews and everything. So let me know if you want to see that. I'm pretty sure when I order the brushes, I will be doing like a separate haul because whenever I buy stuff online, I always try to buy everything in like bulk or whatever. So yeah, I'll have to do that. Alright, well, that's enough of me rambling, so I will see you guys in my next video, and everybody have a nice day, night, wherever you're at in the world, and I will see you next time.